is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's Krystal. I'm going to be telling you about the 5 top worst mistakes Apex players make that keep them from winning games. Now, this is a topic that I've been thinking about making for a long time because, as y'all know, I am the most amazing mediocre Apex player on the planet, probably. Like, I'm not bad, but I'm not very good either. And I feel like a lot of people are stuck in this boat of not being able to surpass a certain threshold. And so I wanted to share a couple of things that I have learned playing the game, spending countless of hours and personal time that I should be spending with my family or with my husband or with my dogs. I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things I have learned in the last few weeks regarding how to win games and even just mistakes I see other people make. But I'm hoping that this is more of a learning experience for all because I definitely make some of these mistakes on my own time as well. So don't be offended. Please leave a comment down below telling me the worst mistake you think that other people or yourself may make as an Apex Legends player. Also, make sure to hit the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help me. I also want you to share with me some of the things that you might want to see on this channel. I definitely want to make videos for you. I say this all the time. I'm super committed to making weekly videos, if not more than one video a week. And if you show me some love, I'll definitely be showing you some love back. So let's just get straight into it. The first thing I want to talk about is when you're dropping into the hot zone or dropping into any part of the map, the first thing you want to do is grab something. Grab the first thing you see. Now, that's not particularly a bad thing that you're grabbing everything in sight because, in all honesty, something is better than nothing. But if you already have something, what I want to cover with you is having an idea of what you're going to have later on. So thinking a little more late game. So carrying things you don't need. Now, we are all guilty of doing this, and what I'm talking about is having a gun in mind that you already think is OP, that you already know you want. You're just waiting to find it. But sometimes, SOL, you don't always get what you want. So carrying things that you don't need is the first mistake that I see players make. If you're getting really good attachments for a gun other than the one that you prefer, a lot of people that I see discard that gun and wait for attachments for a gun you may never get the chance to find. And this is something that you have to kind of keep in mind while you're collecting things as you go. If you know for sure you're not going to be using a shotgun because maybe you hate shotguns, that's one thing. Maybe you're not very good with shotguns. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't collect shotgun ammo just to take that extra step of discarding those attachments or the ammo itself. It's just one step to save. And if you see a purple attachment that may not go with the gun that you want, but the gun that you already have, maybe pick it up, because worst case scenario, you don't get the gun that you want, but you're still stuck with some other gun that has great attachments and is just, overall a decent gun in the first place. That's my first mistake that I see people make. I definitely do it too. I definitely lean towards shotguns, actually, the Peacekeeper. But the choke after the update is really hard to find. Some games I don't find them at all, and it's crazy to think that, but it's true. So, I like to keep my options open. You just kind of play with things. It's not necessarily about which gun you get, but how well you play the game and how well you utilize that gun. So the second mistake I want to talk about is kind of the same concept. You tend to play with one type of gun and one type of ammo, and you're really good at that, but sometimes you just don't get what you want. And that also goes into playing just one type of legend. Now, there's a party of 3 people in your squad, and if you're not stuck with a full squad, you get some randoms that also like to play your main. And that is something that I feel like a lot of people don't realize, that if you are SOL of getting the legend that you want, you gotta pick something else. or forfeit the game, but you know, that's not very fun. Why don't you just pick a new one? If someone chooses your legend, you know, you don't want to be useless because you don't know how the others work. You don't know about their passives or your L1 or your ultimate. It's kind of important to be well-rounded, I would say. Have a few legends on hand that you're comfortable with and experience at playing. I think that's just really important because if you want to play on your own, you don't have a full squad with you. Just, you know, have a few that you're really good at playing with and utilize that so you can not only better yourself but be better for the team. And this battle royale game, Apex Legends, is really a team oriented game. Yes, it's kind of who's better at aiming than the other when things get down, but you know, if you're tactical enough and you're able to work together well enough, then you might be able to win fights. The third thing I want to discuss is balance. And when I say balance, I'm talking about in fights, are you being too aggressive or are you being too passive? And this goes into teamwork as well. You need to learn how to play somewhere in between. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of people out there that are just gung-ho, you know, you just go straight into the battle and you're not really looking at where you're at or your surroundings or where your teammates are, but you just want to kill. Unfortunately, in teams of 3, the other team also has a team of 3. They might be a little more tactically placed than your team is. Maybe you're running ahead too fast for the other players to catch up. On the other hand, your 2 other squad mates are out in battle fighting for their lives and you're hiding behind a rock because you're too scared to take care of business. There's a little bit of a balance there. You want to do maybe a peekaboo, shoot and fall back and reload and heal and whatnot. That's fine. It's just don't be scared, but also don't play too aggressive. And I think that's a bigger thing. A lot of people feel like they're so great at the game and nothing's gonna stop them. They're gonna 1v3 all these players and win the little battle, but usually that's not how it works. That only happens with big Twitch streamers and people who are really good at the game. And I don't want to be mean, but you're probably not as great as you think you are, and you want to be able to utilize the squad mates that you have. So don't pass up that opportunity. Find a balance, not playing too aggressive, but also not being too passive. It's kind of situational. You know, maybe you do need to go in hard, but maybe you should do it with your full team or having some sort of support behind you or next to you. These are things to definitely think about. It's funny because all these things I'm speaking of kind of tie into each other. If you're on your own, then you're not really being a team player. And communication is a big factor in this game. There's such a well-utilized ping system where even if you don't have mics and even if you're playing with a bunch of randoms, it's okay. So a few things that I kind of get annoyed about nowadays, and this is something I have done in the past. I'm trying to get rid of this habit. It is to be very vague with my statements and if I'm in party chat specifically. So a lot of times if I'm down, I'll be like, not even when I'm down, but just playing the game. Maybe I'm getting some fire. I tend to say on me, on me, on me. But what does on me mean? You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy because you say you're on me and you're hoping that they're watching their map and they know where you're at. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you don't want them to take that split second to kind of figure out where you are or look at the map or whatever, which direction you're facing. Like, use your ping, use specific and direct and detailed directioning. Also, like calling stuff like one shot. I just watched a YouTube video. I actually forgot. I do want to let everyone know that this is not something I learned on my own, but something I heard in the YouTube community. It's so true because a lot of people say one shot. People tend to say that because they are hoping for you to come finish this kill. A lot of people call one shot when they're down maybe. And that's in translation to, hey man, I just put a bunch of damage on this person and he's only one shot from dying. Now, if he's one shot from dying and you absolutely are certain that he is one shot from dying, I would call that. But most people and in most situations call one shot because in truthfulness, they just want you to think that they caused a lot of damage to this character, they did something for the team, and they just want you to come finish it. But in reality, you go over there, you hit him once, and then you hit him twice, and then you hit him 3 times. It's like, come on, you did not share the right information. You did not tell me that he was 3 shots away from dying. You told me he was 1 shot away. And to give bad information is even worse than giving no information. At that point, you could have just said nothing. On the other hand is when people are like, hey, come revive me. No, I am in the middle of the same battle as you are. Let me just stop what I'm doing and just come revive you, when I really have no time to do that. Unless you want me to lose the game and die in the middle of reviving you in the middle of this gunfight. I mean, we've all been there. It's not a bad thing, but it's a bad habit that people have. I guess that comes with not being humble enough. Humility is not a big attribute for Apex Legends members. Anyways, I need to know what legend they are playing. Do they have an ultimate? What kind of gun do they have? Where are they? And what are they doing? These are all things that are very specific, direct, and detailed that are going to help me help you and help the team. So communication, huge thing. And last but not least, this is definitely something a lot of people do, and I have definitely been guilty of doing, is thirsting too early. And if people don't know that term, that means trying to finish a kill in the middle of a fight. Just so you know, you're not going to get that kill if someone else down that player. And maybe eventually someone else will have the time to actually kill them. You'll still get the kill if you down that player. Thirsting in the middle of a fight, you're actually better off helping your other teammates fight their battles. You just want to finish them off. It is so enticing, but it's really not necessarily, if not harmful, to that certain situation most of the time. And then another thing I want to go ahead and cover is when they're down and they have the opportunity to be revived, you can still use them as bait. Imagine what you would do if you're down and the enemy is standing over you, not killing you. You would be like, hey, he's here, come revive me, you know, or come kill this person, he's 1 shot. Now you can kind of play off of what you would normally see or what you would normally do in that situation, and you'll just see people flowing towards you and you can go kill them off, because you'll probably be able to get that first shot off and hopefully win that little battle. Those are my top 5 things that I feel like Apex players make mistake-wise, and these are definitely things that keep people from winning games. These are 5 habits per se that people need to break. Don't carry things that you don't need. Learn more than 1 legend. Don't play too aggressive and don't play too passive. Communicate and don't thirst too early in game. If not, utilize the thirsting to your advantage so you can thirst them all. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was really helpful. And if you have any ideas for my next video, please leave a comment below. If you liked the video, then smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate you all, and God bless.
Yeah, I see him. Woo! Where are we gonna go?
Hi, I'm Kiss K, and welcome to my channel. Here you're going to see everything you need to see, from jumping out of planes to shooting all the enemies, and I'm going to be right here with you through the whole process.
I hope you die first.